Today, I'm going to walk you through flow state, how to use flow state, my own version of flow state, something that I have found to be a direct line to God, where I've made $50,000 in a day. I've won slot machines. I've been directed to certain things in my life where I've made large amounts of money instantly by getting into this flow state instantly, by studying the law of assumption, mysticism, quantum physics, the law of attraction for so many years. I've come up with a technique that I'm going to share with you today that you guys can also use, but I'm going to lay out the steps for you and certain exercises you may need to do before you are able to do this. But it does take a controlled attention and a muscle of the mind, which needs to be developed in order to do this, but you may already be there. So you can give this a try, see if it works for you, and I'm going to lay this out for you right now. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this. Flow State 101 by Elmer O. Locker Jr. I designed this actually myself here for you guys. Okay, so this is a direct line to God. Thank you for liking this video. Allow the subconscious mind to unlock for you. I have used this technique myself unnumbered times, and it has worked for me. And it can also work for you. Experience it yourself. Prove it for yourself. I'm encouraging you. I am challenging you to use this and actually practice this, and you will see the results yourself. All right, so I've used the flow state to make $50,000 in one day. I have used this for slot machines and many other instances, and I've made several videos on it. If you want to go back through my videos, I've made plenty of videos where I've used flow state, and it's worked for me with my testimonials. When I had an answer or I'm trying to get something quickly, I use this technique. I've used this technique many, many times, and it's worked for money or relationships, any of the like. It works. You do not have to do this for multiple hours or multiple days. You do not have to do this for multiple hours or multiple days. You can do this just one time, and it will work. Okay, so it works when completed one time, but you must do it correctly. And that's where I'm going to get into now. Before we jump into the formula itself, I want to explain some things to you here. Okay, so you must have total control of your attention in flow state. So this is a meditation type technique, this flow state. So you must have control. Your mind can't be drifting left to right. It can't be thinking about things tomorrow, yesterday, or what you have to do later tonight, or what you're cooking for dinner, what you're going to eat for breakfast tomorrow. You can't be thinking of any of those things. You must have total control of your attention in flow state. If you cannot control your mind in meditation or flow state, you will not be able to control it in flow state. Okay, so if you cannot control your mind in meditation, you will not be able to control your mind in flow state. Okay, so a good way to determine if you're ready to use this is to try the leaf exercise. If you have never used the leaf exercise, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of what the leaf exercise is right now. That way you can find out if you're ready for flow state. Okay, so I want you to, in your imagination, I want you to go ahead and take a seat somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed for 10 or 20, maybe 30 minutes at the very most. Maybe just 10 minutes. Do this for 10 minutes. And I want you to imagine you're sitting in front of a pond, and you're sitting in grass, and there's trees around. There's a sunset. Create it yourself. You got birds chirping. You can hear the crickets in the distance. You can see the sun. You can feel the sun shining on your face. And what I want you to do is, during this meditation or this visualization, I want you to imagine a leaf in the sky, in the air. Okay, so any leaf you want, doesn't matter, whatever leaf you are familiar with. And I want you to watch the leaf as it's falling. It's swaying left to right, and you're watching it. Okay, so let it sway about maybe 15 to 20 times before it hits the water. And then when it hits the water, you watch the water ripple all the way to the shoreline where you're sitting. Okay, so and as soon as the ripple gets to the shoreline, I want you to do it again and focus on the leaf. And whenever your mind drifts, I want you to bring it back. And when you can get to about 20 leaves, when you get to 20 leaves without your mind drifting one time, then you will be able to successfully use flow state. And if you need more specific instructions on the leaf exercise, you can go back to previous videos that I've made where I've actually laid it out in more detail, or you can go on Neville book where I actually have a course on the leaf exercise itself. It's the leaf exercise course that you can get on, and I'll put that in the link in the description below. You can click on that and go in there. It's free to access and everything. So just go ahead and check that course out if you need more instructions on that. But if you are ready for this, if you're absolutely ready, then we will go to the next part of this, which is right here. So if you can pass the leaf test, then you are ready. Okay, so if you can get to 20 leaves in the leaf exercise without your mind drifting, then you're ready. Okay, so I had to meditate many times before I was able to do this. Okay, so I actually went into meditation for 365 days where I was actually able to actually meditate for multiple hours every single day, and I didn't miss one day for 365 days. And what this did was it built the muscle of my mind. I was able to do things that I could never would have imagined I would have been able to do, like going into flow state instantly at any time, even standing, getting into flow state, standing in a crowd of people. And once you get to a high enough level of your meditation, you're able to get into this flow state and release ego and actually put yourself and connect yourself, line yourself up with the frequency of God, and actually be one with God and create things by detaching your ego, which I'm going to go into the steps right now, how you can actually do that. But once you meditate for a certain amount of time, you can actually develop the muscle of the mind and be able to do this at will anytime that you want. Okay, so, all right, I had to meditate many, many times before I was able to do this. Okay, so we're going to get into the first step here now, guys. The first step is to sit in a lotus position or a half lotus position. And if you don't know what a lotus position is, you can Google it. Google will show you exactly. It shows you pictures. Just Google lotus position and it'll show you. You can do it in a half lotus position, which that's what I do, is a half lotus position. It's a little bit easier to get into, but you want to keep your back completely straight and erect in this process when you're first starting. Okay, so I don't want you to slouch. Your back needs to be completely straight. So be somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed for about 20 minutes when you're first starting this. Okay, so now I want you to take, the second step is I want you to take 20 deep breaths when you're getting into flow state. I want you to, first thing to do is take 20 really, really deep breaths. Okay, so in these breaths, I want you to feel it in your diaphragm. So when you're breathing through your nose, out through your mouth, so you want you to hold your breath maybe breathe in for 4 to 5 seconds, hold it for a couple seconds, then breathe out for a few more seconds, all the way in your diaphragm. Deep, so you can feel it in your diaphragm, okay? Then breathe out of your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, so in the next step, now I want you to contemplate for a few minutes on what it would feel like if you were just born, okay? You were born right now, this very second, okay? This is the brand new technique. It's something that I got out of Neville Goddard's book. It's a meditation technique that I use. I just kind of I took it a little bit out of context of what Neville Goddard was talking about, but I used it as a meditation technique, okay? So you are brand new. You have no past, okay? So when you do this brand new technique, you're actually contemplating, you're really, really imagining, you're submerging yourself in the feeling that you're brand new, like a brand new baby into the world, like you are brand new. You have no past, okay? You don't know your future. You have no past. You are brand new. You were just born. You were just born right now in your meditation after you do your breaths. You were just born. And nor are you interested in knowing your future. So you were just born. You're not interested. Just imagine like a baby, a newborn baby. You're not thinking about your future. You're not thinking about the past because you don't have one. You're not thinking about things you have to do. So you become completely neutral. You're brand new. You're like a newborn baby. This is a technique out of Neville Goddard's Your Faith is Your Fortune, okay? The brand new technique. This technique is designed to release your ego. To release your ego, and when you release your ego, you're releasing this present body, okay? So that's what connects you to the omnipotent source, okay? So you're connected to God himself. This is what puts you in that state. The brand new technique, this is designed to release your ego. It is vitally important that you release your ego in order to connect with God, okay? Your true self. That's when you have the power of God, and any answer you need will be there, or anything you want to create. Relationships, large amounts of money, you want to win the lottery, anything that you want to create, this is the state you need to be in order to get those answers, to get the numbers, to get the proper picks, to answer certain questions. Is this the right person for me? Things like that, okay? This is flow state. Okay, so now for the final step. Okay, so after you have become completely absorbed in the feeling of being brand new and have released your ego, I want you to imagine in the first person. Okay, so you want to be thinking from it, not of it. So the first person, think from it, not of it. And you want to think of the thing that you desire as being completed now. Now place yourself in the scene in the future as if it were now. So whatever you're trying to create, whether it's a relationship or a lot of money, I want you to put yourself in that scene as if it's the end result. You do this after you've done your breathing, after the steps. Okay, you do your 20 deep breaths, and then you release your ego by doing the brand new newborn baby technique. Okay, you are brand new. You were just born into this world. Okay, so now, then, once you release the ego, then you putting yourself in the position. You're making the future now. So you're actually activating that positron in this state. So you're actually doing it right now without even having to fall asleep or anything. Okay, so this puts you in that state. It could be winning the lottery, winning $3 million, getting a new relationship, or simply finding your car keys that you lost. So any questions that you need to get answers to, this will do that. You lose your keys, you can't find them. Go into flow state real quick, and once you do this so much times, you'll be like a professional at getting into flow state. Whenever you're trying to find answers, you'll be able to get yourself in the present moment and actually imagine yourself as already having something. Then you'll be led right to it, and you can do this anytime that you want. I've actually used this in the DMV when I was waiting, and I'll get into flow state instantly and have them call my number, and it will jump up numbers, and no one can explain why. I'll actually get the numbers to jump all the way to mine just by imagining it and getting into flow state. The answers will come to you in this state. Okay, so you are connected with God in your highest self, and that is God. Okay, I am working on a flow state meditation track right now for this as well, so it's going to be like a deep sleep meditation. Maybe I'm thinking 1 hour. Maybe I might do an 8-hour track on this. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys give me some of your feedback on that. All right, guys, awesome. Let me give you a little recap through here. Let me run you through the elements one more time before we end this video. And thank you for liking this video. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. Okay, so we got the first step here. The first step is to get into a lotus position, half lotus position. You can Google that to find out exactly what that is. They have pictures of it. If you don't want to get into a lotus position, you can just sit somewhere where you're not slouching, your back's completely straight, because I find that when your body is erect, it's easier to focus the mind, and you don't want to be daydreaming during this session. You want to have complete control of your reverie. It's a controlled reverie, not an uncontrolled daydream. So you want to have complete control. That is very, very important. Okay, so the next step, you want to take 20 deep breaths all the way down into your diaphragm. You're starting to release the ego at this point, or getting completely relaxed, detaching yourself from your 3D world. And then you want to contemplate and use the brand new technique. Okay, you're a brand new baby. You were just born into this world. So I really want you to submerge yourself in this feeling of being brand new. Okay, so once you do that, you've disconnected the ego, and now you're connected to God himself. So it's because your 3D world, it appears that everything is separated. But once you connect with God himself, once you become your true self, then you're back into the psychological world where everything is connected. That's the real world. So in the real world, you will be connected with that real world now, and then now you'll be able to create and connect with everything, extend your feelers that much easier to be able to manifest things instantly into your world. Okay, so once you have done that, then you're good to go. Then you just go right into whatever you desire to get, whatever you're trying to achieve in your life, whether it's a boatload of money, a new relationship, new house, new helicopter, a new Hellcat, a new Maserati, new Ferrari, new Lamborghini, whatever it is. I want you just imagine in that state. Or if you're just trying to pick some numbers, or you're just trying, I've done it where I've gone into Las Vegas, actually, in the slot machines, where I'll go into flow state standing, and I'll be led to, I'll just react like initially. When I get out of my flow state, I'll know that I'm heading in the right direction. I'll go to that, and I'll win like big into that slot machine. It'll direct me to the place where I need to go, or if I ever need an answer or anything like that, it also answers questions that way as well, guys. But happy hunting. I hope you enjoy this. This is Flow State, and I love you guys very much. And give me one thing you guys are grateful for in the comment box below.